Hello. Yeah, I want to specially welcome you all to this tutorial. It's a pleasure having you. So in this video, I'll be taking you through how to design a calendar in Pixallab. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right. So the first thing I want to do now is to delete these tests with this new test here. I'll click on the delete button here. I'm gonna click on delete. So having done that, the next thing I'll be doing is to set the document size. Okay, so I'm gonna to do that. I'll click on the three dots at the top right corner. Click on that, and I'll click on image size. Then I'm gonna input my size, the width and the height. So for the width, I want to make use of 3508, and for the height I want to use 4961. Actually, this is the size I want to use. There's no standard size for your calendar. It depends on the size of the calendar you want to design and like, so you just have to figure out the size, and you're good to go. So this is not this is not the standard size for a calendar. This is the size I want to use for the one I want to design. Okay, so that's about that. Okay, so having set the size of our document, the next thing I want to do that is to create a shape. To do that, I can either click on this icon down here, or click on the plus icon here to select that shape. So if I should click on this down here, I think this is faster. I can just click on the middle one, rather the middle one here, click on shapes, and I'm going to what I want is I want a rounded corner. Okay, so to do that, I'm going to increase the radius. You can see the radius is presently at 0%, right? 0%. So to adjust it, I'm going to adjust the radius like so. You can see as I increase the radius, you can see the corners are becoming rounded, right? So the corners are becoming rounded. Oops. So that is about that, anyways. So I'm going to adjust it like so, and I think 20 is okay. 20% is okay. I'm gonna click on this to check it. So the next thing I want to do now is to I'm gonna increase the size of this shape. I'm gonna increase the size of this shape like so. I'm gonna place it somewhere like around this, so I can just come to my relative position and just make sure it's in the center. When I check it, the next thing to do that is to I will be locking this. I'm gonna click on the layer panel like so. So I'm gonna click on the padlock button or padlock icon here to lock the shape so that I won't be able to move it around. So having done that, the next thing to do is to change the background color of this design. So I'm going to change the background color. To do that, I'll be clicking on this icon down here, this third icon. Click on the icon here. I'm going to click on color. I want to use this gradient color here for this actually. So the gradient color, you can use any color if you like. This is what I want to use for my, this is what will be okay for what I want to do that design, So I can click on this plus button. You can check out the gradients. So this for this side, click for this side. You can, after clicking on this side, I can click on the color, the color icon. Click on this. You can see the color I used here. You can see the colors code here. You can click on this to check the X, the red, the green, the blue. You can see. So in case you want to use this is the color I used for the right side of the gradient. And for the left side of the gradient, which is this, I'll click on that, then I'll click on this once again. Click on this, then I'm gonna click on this. You can see the X code here. You can click on um this particular one here. I'm gonna click on that, so you can see the X code here, which is this, right? The red, the green 0, and the blue is 231, right? So you can follow that as well. So it's only more to follow this, but if you feel like you want to follow my my own gradient color, you can go ahead. So having selected the two colors, you just have to like adjust the angles. You can see for this have one angle here, one angle here. You can see the middle of this gradient is somehow bright. Okay, this is what I want actually. You can see it's somehow bright. I want it like so. Okay, so having done that, the next thing I want to do now is to click on OK. Then click on this check mark. I have successfully changed the background color. All right, so the next thing I want to do is to bring in the image I want to use here. Okay, the image I would like to use. So I'm going to go over to where I have my image. I'm bringing the image I want to use. I'm going to use this particular image here and click on this. Okay, so I have my image here, right? So the next thing I want to do now is to position my image properly so that it's well positioned, like so. Okay, like so. All right, so I think it's cool like this. So once I'm okay with what I have, the next thing I want to do is to send this to the back. I can just come to the layer panel and drag it down, or just simply click on this icon here and just look for send to back. You can see to back, which is this. Yeah. Okay. Click on that. It's gonna send it to. It's gonna send behind the shape that I created earlier. So after doing that, the next thing I want to do is to lock this this image that I just brought in. I'm gonna lock the image. Then what I want to do next is to I want to create this. I want to change the color of this shape here. So this shape that I brought in earlier, this particular shape, this one. So I'm going to unlock it and what click on it. And I'm going to use the gradient color I used earlier. The gradient color. I'm going to click on color, enabled, and I'm going to click on gradients. I'll use this blue gradient I used. Okay. So I'm going to click on this. All right. So I'm going to duplicate this shape. Okay, I will duplicate this shape. Like so, I'm going to click on duplicate. Just scroll. You can see we have copy down here, right? I'm going to click on copy. So I have two of these shapes. So what I want to do is to change the color of this shape to any color, basically. Just use any color for now. Let me just go with something like this. I'm going to change it later anyways. This is too bright. Let me use something cool. Okay, I'm going to change it later anyways. So we're going to come here. I'm going to just kind of reduce the size and make it something like this. So I'm going to bring to the center, make sure it's well aligned in the center, like so. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is to, I can just nudge it, I can bring it down a little bit. If I come to position, I'm going to bring it down a little bit like so. I'll reduce the size a little bit, bring it down. Relative position, center, position, center, up a little bit. I think I think, okay, so this first shape, I want to kind of move it up a little bit, like so. All right, I'm gonna expand this. So this background color, I think I can make it white anyways. I can make it, okay, let me just leave it anyways. Let me just kind of position this like so. All right, so I'm gonna make sure this is at the center. I'm gonna go and lock this first shape. I'm gonna bring this and what's kind of try to make sure it's well aligned. I want a particular pattern so that you can have a proper design here. Oops. Still want to, so relative position, center. Let me check this out. Okay, I think it's cool like this. So the next thing I want to do is to, I can just lock this shape. Then I want to bring in my calendar. So I'm going to go over to my gallery. Then the calendar I want to use for this, which is this. Okay, so I'll be cropping this calendar. I'm going to crop the 2023 out. We're creating a 2023 calendar. Yeah. So I'm going to crop this out like so. All right, so having cropped it out again, just kind of crop this and crop this. All right, so I'm gonna click on this. Yes, you can see what we have. I'm gonna expand this. So now I want to change the color of this shape, the second shape I brought. Okay, I want it to be the white color of this calendar. So to do that, if I should use, I think if I should use pure white, it's not, the color is not so pure like. So if I should, let me just try to like check it out. Now I've selected the shape, this shape, right? I'm going to change the color of the shape. You can see the shape. You can see actually, you can see if I should click on white. I think the calendar is not so pure white, is it? I think it is. Okay, let's go for white. Let me lock it, and I can just kind of adjust this calendar, expand it like so. Um, just make sure we have something nice. Okay, so relative position, I'm gonna bring it to the center. Okay, I'm gonna nudge it with my position, just bring it down like so. All right, so let's see what we have. Wow, it's cool. All right, so once we are okay with what we have here, I think I can still, let me just kind of reduce the size a little bit more and expand it like so, and I can just bring it down and make sure it's in the center. Let's check this out. All right, so once I'm okay with what I have, I'm just gonna go to my layers and lock this as well. So the next thing I want to do is to create a shape. Okay, I want to create a custom shape. To do that, I'll be using the Bezier tool, which is this tool here. Okay, so I'm gonna click on that. So to make my shape, I want to delete um this first shape like so. I'm gonna click on this is gonna come to my, I'm gonna click on this, delete this. I want to delete just, I want to have just one part like this. So I want to delete this other one here. Okay, so to do that, I'm going to click on this icon here. So you can see once I clicked on it, I now have just only this. So to move it around, I'm gonna click on my move to my move. I'm gonna click on my oops, delete. To move it around, I'm gonna click on this. Okay, so I'm gonna click on that so I can move it to any position I feel like. So let me just leave it here like so. Then I want to add another. I want to add another side to it. So I'm gonna click on this first. Okay, I'm gonna click on this, and I'm gonna click on I can just click on anywhere on my screen with my with my finger on my screen. I can click on any part that I want it to be. I'm gonna click on this. As you can see what we have. So after doing that, the next thing I want to do is I said I want to create a custom shape. So I'm just going to click on this third icon, this middle icon, to move it around. Okay, so I'm gonna click on this. You can see I'm on this icon here. Okay, let me just kind of go back. I'm on this icon. I want to move this around like so. So I'm gonna use this. You can see this. You can use this to move it around like so. Come in. Okay. So you can use this to move it around. You can see. You can see this handle here. You can use this handle to move it around. This handle. This one. The other one has its own handles as well. So I'm gonna use this to just create. I want to create a custom shape like I said earlier. And just create something like this. Okay. Okay, let me just, then I'm gonna click on this. You can see the third one here, which is this. I'm gonna click on that. I'm gonna click on anywhere on my screen, and once again you can see I'm gonna go back to the move to, so the move, you want to move one, you want to move it around, like you want to adjust the handle, you click on this. All right, so I'm gonna click on that. So I'm now moving this around like so. So this is, I want to create something like this. Just move around this. Then I'm gonna come back here, click on this, go back to this. click on this once again, just, and I'm going to, so to close it, I'm going to come back here. I'm going to click on this to close it up, to close the shape, which is this here. So once I click on it, you can see it's been closed. So I can now come back to this third icon here, click on this to adjust it properly to my preferred, you know. It's like a tech company, you know. So I want to create something moving, you know, somehow. Like it's tech company. I want to create something moving towards the top. So I'm creating some movement here actually. But let's see. So I can click on this third one to move it around. I just want to check it out how it's gonna be like. Okay, I think it's cool like this. So once I'm okay with what I have, the next thing I want to do is to change the color of this. So I'm gonna scroll down like so. So you can see we have color here. You can change it to any color you feel like. But I want to use the same gradient I used earlier. So I'm gonna click on gradient. I'm gonna click on this. So you can see what we have. Then after doing that, the next thing I want to do is to, you can adjust the stroke. You can see this is the stroke. You can remove the stroke if you feel like, and you can change the stroke color as well. So let me just make the stroke, make the stroke 2, and I'm going to make the stroke color. Let me check out white. This color, yeah, I think this is cool. This color is okay. Then once I'm okay what I'm doing, I'm just gonna click on this check mark to check it. I'm just gonna move it up here like so. Okay, so you can see what we have here. All right. So once I'm okay with what I have, the next thing I want to do is I can just kind of move this like so. So that's kind of, I want something moving towards the top. I think it's cool. This. All right. You can still edit it. You can click on edit to edit it further if you are not okay with what you have. So I think these edges are too sharp, so I don't want that to happen. So I can just kind of move this. Okay, let me check this out like so. Yeah, I think this is better. Okay, this is better. So I'm just going to click on this to check it, and you can see what we have here. It's pretty simple and okay. I still feel like editing is further. Right, I'm not okay. So I'm done adjusting. The next thing I want to do now is to bring in my tests like so. So I'm gonna click on my, I'm gonna log this as well. So I'm gonna click on my plus icon, click on text, and click on this to edit it. And click on this and just edit the text, and I'm gonna write 2023 calendar. Okay. So the next thing to change the font of this text, I'm gonna go out to change the fonts. The font of the text, I want to use something like Poppins Black Italic. Okay, this is cool. So I'm just gonna reduce the size of the fonts. I'm gonna come to my text size and reduce the size like so, and just place it properly. All right. Can just use my position to nudge it to the top. like so. So I have this basically. So having done that, the next thing I want to do is to um, duplicate this text. I'm going to click on this text, copy. I'm going to lock the first one. I'm going to move this down. I'm going to edit the second one, and I'm going to um, hide name of the company, iTech. Okay, so I have this now. I'm just going to bring this down here. I'm going to change the color of this. I'm going to use the gradient color we've been using, the gradient color, like so. So I'm gonna adjust the size, make it something like 40. Okay, I'm gonna come to my relative position and make sure it's in the center, like so. All right, so you can see what we have. So the next thing to do is I think I can still increase the size of this test a little bit, make it 45 center. All right, so I'm thinking edit, full stop, enter up. All right, so I'm just gonna come to my all right, so iTech. So that's the company logo. So having done that, the next thing to do is I'm gonna save this. All right, so we are done designing our calendar. So to save it, you're going to just go to my save image, save as image. Then I'm going to JPEG. Yes, I'm gonna click on Ultra. I'll click on Save to Gallery. So we are done with our calendar. So that is that about that. So this is the calendar we just designed. You can see how it looks like, how fascinating it is. Look at the calendar we just designed, and it's very, very beautiful, right? So thank you very much for watching. Bye for now.